Okay, cool. So we'll make a start. So welcome guys to Rocket. I know some of you may be new to this practice. So enjoy, have fun. It's intended to be a, oh, Rachel Johnson's on for Rocket too. A fun practice, a playful practice. So be playful with it. Let go of any ego. Some things won't happen today, some things will happen today. Be playful. As I say, some of you I don't know, so please take care with any injuries that you're taking care of at the minute. Modify things as you need to. Obviously I can't see you or correct you most frustratingly, but just move with it and yeah, be playful. Ideally we have 2 blocks and a wall nearby. If you don't have blocks, don't worry, they're not essential by any means, but if you've got like a tin or something that you can just rest your hand onto just to help bring the floor to you a little bit, grab something that can just take your weight a little bit. It might be a shoe or a child, whatever you've got. Okay, great. So we're gonna, I've only got an hour to get through this Rocket class, which I always find a bit of a challenge, so we're gonna get kind of straight in just with a minute of a bit of pranayama. So just find a seat, we'll just get in with the breath a little bit. So bring the hands to the knees, just nice and tall through your spine. You just roll your shoulders down your back a couple of times so you feel like the shoulders are just settling down your back and the chest space feels open. And lifting tall through your back. Take a really full breath in, coming through the nose. A moment of holding that breath. And then exhaling again through the nose, fully, smoothly and deeply. So maybe closing your eyes or just rest your gaze onto a drishti point, your gaze spots. Keep those breaths going fully, deeply, allowing each inhale to reach into the lower abdomen, into the side of the ribs and the back of the ribs. And as you're exhaling, having the awareness, if you're familiar with the terms Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, those internal locks of the body. So Mula Bandha being the pelvic floor, so you feel that lower lift of the body. Uddiyana is more the sort of navel pulling back to the spine. So the pelvic floor and the navel kind of meet in the middle to create some strength and lift. Your third bandha is in the throat, called Jalandhara. So feeling the breath come through the throat. That slight ujjayi sound to the breath, a more audible tone to your breath. So it feels rich and grounded. Just drop your head across towards your right shoulder. Feel a little bit of a stretch come through the left side of your neck. Take a breath in. As you exhale, roll the chin towards your chest. And then roll the head across towards the left shoulder. Feel the stretch down the right side of the neck. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll chin to chest. Inhale, head over to the right shoulder. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, head to the left. Exhale, chin to chest. Bring the head back up straight. Take a full breath in as you lift the arms up above the head. Interlace the fingers and then press the palms up to the ceiling. We'll find this class a few times through the practice. So really get that stretch through the hands. It's a good kind of reset for your wrists as well. So a really big full breath in. Try and squeeze the arms back behind your ears. Have a little wriggle into it if you want to, if this is kind of your first bit of movement of the day. And then on an exhale, release the arms down to the sides of the body. Let's come over into a bit of wrist strengthening. Just look after our wrists. So bring the palms to the floor under the shoulders. A slight bit of scrunching through your hands. So your kind of index finger knuckle just lifts up slightly. Keep the pad of your fingertips on the floor. If that doesn't make too much sense, don't worry about it. Just keep the palms wide. Rock the weight forwards and backwards in your hands. And try and get the palms to kind of grip as though you're trying to scrunch up a handful of your mat into your hands. Okay, then turn the fingers out to face the edges of the mat, just transferring the weight from one side to the other. And then turn the fingers around a little bit further towards your knees, as far as they feel good to go. So maybe transferring the weight from one hand to the other again, or maybe just leaning back towards your heels. So you feel that stretch again come through the hands and the wrists. And then coming back forwards. Keep the hands as they are. Push into the hands so your back rounds up. So doming through upper back. Tuck the chin towards your chest. So this is really opening through your shoulder blades and back ribs. So when you breathe, physically feel your breath move into the back of the rib cage. Soften your back, release the hands so the fingers turn in to face each other. And again, just transferring the weight from one hand to the other or around each of the fingertips. And then bring the fingers back to face the front again. So flip your right hand, so the back of the hand is on the mat. So the fingers are facing to your knees, the back of the hand is on the mat. Without putting too much weight into this wrist, keep the fingers spread open and the fingernails staying to the floor. Straighten the arm as much as you can and try and rotate your forearm so that it faces forwards. Everyone feels slightly different with that one, so go as far as your arm moves. From there, bend the elbow, keep the fingernails on the ground, wing it out to the side, reach it away. Inhale as you straighten and rotate the forearm, and then bending it through the other way. And keep it going. As much movement as you can through the arm. So next time the arm is straight, hold it straight as you can with the rotation of it, and then scrunch up your hand. Try and make a fist with the hand, but keep the back of the hand on the floor. It might not feel good, it feels a bit weird. And then relax it, and scrunch up your hand again. And relax it, make sure your elbow stays straight. Scrunch it. And relax it. Good. Release the hands, so palm is back to the floor, switch sides. So back of the left hand to the ground, fingernails stay on the floor, straighten and rotate the arm, and then bend it out to the side. Straighten and rotate the arm, and bend it out to the side. Keep it going. Okay, then holding straight, keep the rotation, scrunch up your hands, make the weirdest looking fist that you ever did. And then relax it, make sure the elbow stays straight. I know they want to cheat, keep it straight. Relax it. For some reason my toes always scrunch up when I do this as well. Scrunch it. And relax it, cool. So both palms to the floor. So from here, keep the fingers really flat to the ground. So the fingers do not lift. If I come forward so you can see a bit better. So then from here, we lift the palms up off the floor. And then slowly place the palms down. Palms lift, keep the fingers flat. Slowly bring the palms down. Now this feels much easier if you cheat it and you do one hand at a time. I know. Do both at the same time move. Both palms lift, both palms down. If one is always wanting to move first, consciously tell the other hand to move first. So you retrain the pattern. If this is feeling easy, shift the shoulders forwards over the wrists and then continue it. Palms lift. Palms down, palms lift, palms down. Either you keep this going, or we come into the next stage, you tuck the toes, lift the palms, lift the knees, place palms down, knees down. Palms up, knees up, palms down, knees down. One more. Okay, either you might want to rest. The next phase is fairly strong. You come into a plank position, little dip into your elbows, press onto the fingers. Palms down. For about 6 months, I had to make some crazy noises to do this. Again, and then palms down. So make any noise you need to. You're on your own in your house. So the best thing about quarantine yoga, make as much wobble or as noises as you need to. Good. Wherever you are, take a rest, knees to the ground. Take a couple of cat-cow, or walls to your back. Bring a bit of movement to your spine, maybe rolling the hips around in circles. And to loosen off the body. Okay, holding all fours, shoulders over the wrists. Let your shoulder blades squeeze together. So this is not a cat-cow, just let the shoulder blades squeeze, keep the arms straight. Then push through the hands so your shoulder blades broaden, protract those shoulder blades. Again, squeeze the shoulder blades, let the heart center sink towards the mat, keep the arms straight, and then open the shoulder blades out broad. Keep that going again, so just warming up the shoulders, bring it to whatever pace feels good. Like you're just shrugging the shoulders. From here, take a deep bend in the knees, come into a downward facing dog.
paddle through the feet, wiggle the hips. You can bring some movement through it. As you inhale, we're going to roll forwards to a plank position. Lengthen yourself out if you need to. Dip into the knees and then exhale, push back into downward dog. We'll keep this going a little bit. Roll forwards into plank. Exhale to downward dog. So dome through the upper spine as you travel forwards, and then lift from the tailbone as you travel back. So bring that kind of cat-cow movement through your spine to find this being fluid as you move through. Next time you come into plank, holding there, drop the knees to the floor, the chest to the ground, half chaturanga. Side forwards and up to cobra. And as you exhale, come back into a downward facing dog. Bring your hands in a little bit closer, or your feet in a little bit closer, so you're shortening your downward dog, almost so the heels feel a bit easier to come to the floor. Turn the right foot onto a diagonal, like a warrior one start, so the toes turn out, the heel should root down nice and strong there. Lift the left leg up to the ceiling, and then bring, as an option, your right hand to grab the inside of that right ankle. Holding on to that, pull yourself in towards that supporting leg. See if the left toes can lift any higher without you falling over. Breathe, relax your neck. Replace the right hand to the floor, float the left foot down. Switch sides, so left foot rotates open, so the heel is grounded. Right foot lifts to ceiling, and the left hand comes through to grab that left ankle. Holding onto it so you can pull yourself in. Use that supporting arm to push the floor away. Get those floating toes reaching high. Take a breath in. Exhale, place the left palm back and the right toes back. Bring the gaze to your hands, bend the knees. You can step, walk, or float, or shuffle your feet to your hands. Find a forward fold at the top of the mat. As you inhale, take a halfway lift, hands to shins or the floor. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing, keep fluid through the spine. Take the hands overhead. And exhale, bring the thumbs through the crown to the heart center and then to the sides of the body, so NamaSTE. We'll take a couple of rounds of sun salutation A and then B. Okay, just get the body kind of moving. So inhale, reach the hands up to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, reach the chest forwards. Exhale, step or jump to your plank position and keep exhaling as you take your chaturanga, so knees and chest or full body. Inhale to cobra or maybe an upward dog. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. 2 full breaths here. So inhale for 1. Exhale, drawing belly to spine, pelvic floor engages. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Bring the gaze to your hands, bend the knees, step, walk, or jump the feet to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale as you rise, take the hands overhead. Exhale, refold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Try and keep the palms on the floor, bend the knees if you need to. Long exhale, taking your chaturanga. So you can still step, you can jump, but lower on that same breath. Inhale, then lifts the chest to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale takes you back into downward facing dog. 2 full breaths. Inhale. Exhale.
Little bend in the knees, try and tip the tailbone further up. Inhale. Exhale.
Good. Gaze to the hands, bend the knees, step, walk, or jump your feet up to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold it into the legs. Inhale as you rise, hands overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center and to the sides of the body. I'm just going to show you that longer exhalation to your chaturanga. So we inhale, speed this bit up, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, your palms stay on the floor. So rather than this feeling, keep the palms down so it's just a breath. So you lengthen the ribs forwards. Keep the shoulders forwards, and then either you keep the shoulders here and you step back, so you're exhaling, 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 or you jump back. So same thing, halfway lift, the shoulders come forwards, exhale. So you take out that plank position, you go down to chaturanga. Try it again, same flow. Inhale, arms up. Doi, exhale. Inhale, lift the chest, palms stay flat. Use the exhale, take you to chaturanga. Yeah, good. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Little bend in the knees, tip the tailbone up, relax the neck, wrap the shoulder blades. One more full breath. Gaze the hands, bend the knees, step forward, jump the feet to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale as you rise, hands high. Exhale, hands through crown, heart center, and bring your hands to the sides of the body. Good. With your downward dog, we'll be on our arms quite a lot through the practice, so just make sure your back feels really aligned. If I nudge you to wrap your shoulders, if you can see my shoulders here, from the difference between your downward dog being here and your shoulders hunched around the ears, when you wrap the shoulder blades, you're wrapping them around the ribs. So your neck can then relax and your back is switched on rather than your neck switched on. Your neck will not hold your whole body weight. Your back has much more chance of doing that. So dropping the shoulders in the back will help. So have that awareness in your downward dogs. We come into sun B. So we start with a chair pose. Your inhale, sweep the arms up, make sure the big toes are touching and the knees pressed together. Lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold through to the feet. Palms stay flat if we can. Inhale, reaching that chest forwards, shoulders forwards. Exhale takes you to chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. As you exhale, step through to between the hands. Rotate the back foot to a diagonal. And inhale, lift the arms to warrior one. Lift the gaze towards the thumbs if that feels okay with the neck. Otherwise, keep the gaze forwards. Press the feet apart from each other. Take another huge breath in. On your exhale, chaturanga. So hands to floor, sweep back and lower. Maybe the right foot stays floating. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Turn the back foot. Inhale, lifting, holding here for another breath. Big breath in. Long exhale through to your chaturanga. Maybe left foot stays floating as you lower the chest. Inhale, lifting chest. Exhale, downward dog. Take a full round of breath. Wrap the shoulder blades. Gaze to your hands, bend the knees. Step, walk or float the feet up to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs, make sure the big toes are touching. Inhale brings you to Utkatasana, your chair pose again. Exhale, come to stand. Hands to the sides of the body. Take a second round with a variation. Inhale to chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale to fold. Palms to floor, shoulders forward, inhale. Exhale, your variation, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right foot, listen up. Bend the knee so the heel squeezes towards your left side of your butt. Lift the kneecap towards the ceiling so the hips turn open, the belly button turns towards that wall on your right. Keep the underneath heel pressing down so your supporting leg is really straight. Try to keep the shoulders or the armpits square to the mat. So you're bringing a little twist into the spine and maybe feeling that stretch around the right quads or the right hip. Full breaths. As you next inhale, lift the toes back up to the ceiling. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Turn the back foot, come into your warrior one. From here, we're bringing Gomukhasana arms. So your left arm is going to drop down to the back of the neck. Your right hand comes around behind you. Maybe the fingers meet. Maybe they do not. If they don't worry, just press them into your back wherever they come to. If you have the link of the fingers, press the elbows or reach the elbows apart from each other without back bending into it. Keep the tailbone down. Rest the head into the forearm behind you. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lean forward so your left elbow is reaching towards the wall in front of you. Take a breath in. Exhale, option to take this lower to the floor. So left elbow comes to the ground next to your front foot. Take it as far as feels good for your body. It's a strong pose. Deepen into your breath to support you. Try to find some sweetness and some softness into it where you can, to check in with any clenching around your jaw or your forehead or your mind. On your next exhale, push through that front foot, lift all the way back up again, lift the hands to the ceiling. Long exhale, chaturanga, maybe adding in a little handstand hop so the back foot lifts off, and then you jump the right foot to the back of the mat, then lower. It feels a bit coordination complicated sometimes for that one, so give it a go. We'll do it on the other side, so come back into downward dog. Just stay here, take a breath, reset the body. As you inhale, lift the left foot up. So we bend the knee at the top, so the heel squeezes towards the right buttock. Lift the knee up, so the hips and belly button start to turn towards the wall on your left. Square the shoulders and the armpits to the mat. Deep, strong breath. Keep that feeling of wrapping the shoulder blades. On your inhale, lift the toes high. Exhale, step through to between the hands. We come into warrior one. Arms lifting up. Gomakasana arms, right hand tucking down the back of the neck, left hand wraps around behind you. One side often feels really different to the other with Gomakasana, so see how it is. Maybe the fingers meet, maybe they don't, wherever you're at is all good. Rest the head into the forearm, lift the chest, take a big breath in. Exhale, lean forward so the elbow is reaching towards the wall in front of you. Create that long line between elbow and back heel. Belly button drawing to spine to support it. Take a breath in. As you exhale, maybe bowing further forwards if you want to take that deeper. So elbow comes to the ground next to your front foot. Deep bend in that front knee. Strengthen through the breath. On your next exhale, push through the front foot to lift you back up again, lifting the hands to ceiling. Exhale, so here's that funny handstand hop again. Hands to the floor, lift the back foot up and it stays floating and stays straight. The underneath foot that you're looking at jumps to the back of the mat as you lower. Yeah, good. Lift the chest. Exhale to downward dog. Take a full breath. Bring the gaze to your hands and bend the knees. Step, walk, or jump the feet up to your hands. Big toes touching. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, come into chair pose, Utkatasana. We hold here. Bring the hands out in front of you. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forwards. Then lift the hands up above your head, try and squeeze the arms back behind your ears. At the same time, keep the tailbone reaching down so we're not back bending into it. Belly button to spine, pull those lower ribs in. Holding, let the head hang forward slightly so the neck isn't straining. Drop the weight further to heels and further backwards. So the toes, you should be able to see them under your knees and they should feel fairly light to the ground. I'm just talking to distract you from that strength you can feel in your legs right now. Take another full breath. As you exhale, sit lower. Take another full breath. Exhale, sit lower. Reach the clasp of the palms forward to the wall in front of you, so the rib cage connecting with your thighs. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit lower. Some of you maybe sit into the heels. Palms to the floor, lift the hips up. Option to take Bakasana, your crow pose. So you're taking the weight forwards. So either you're floating, go ahead and hold that. If you're working into this pose, palms to the floor, knees come to the shoulders or the upper arms, towards the armpits. Lean forwards into the hands, and maybe just play around with taking weight forwards in the hands and back. Maybe you pick up one foot, and maybe you switch. And notice how the hands can grip into the mat. If you're still holding your crow, hold it, hold it. So notice how the hands try to grip the mat like we did in the wrist warm-up. Okay, if you're floating, holding, jump back to your chaturanga, or step back wherever you are. Inhale, lift the chest, holding your cobra or up dog. Holding your cobra or up dog. Good. Look at the screen. I'm going to show you again while you're holding that cobra or up dog. So from crow, you're floating, jump back, down. Option, keep holding your cobra or up dog. If you're floating, you can step back, or toes to the floor and you step back. Okay, come back into your crow. Good, I'm gonna watch you. So find a little float. On an X, yeah, nice, Andrea, good. Take it back, chaturanga. Lead it back into a downward dog, roll through that vinyasa. Awesome, nice. So back into downward dog, holding down. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Squeeze the heel towards your left buttock again, like we did earlier. Option to hold here, or if you want to drop into wild thing, keep the left leg straight. The right toes come to the mat, right hand lifts off, and reach it back behind you. Or if that's tricky for the shoulder, bring the hands to your heart center. Bring the gaze to the mat, the hand to the mat, and lift those right toes back up again. Breathe in. Exhale, step through to between your hands. Warrior one. Interlace the fingers like we did in the chair pose earlier. Reach the arms up above your head. As you exhale, come into warrior two. So turn the back foot, hips and shoulders facing the left wall, arms open. From here, wrap the left arm around behind your lower back. So the fingers might peek round to that right side of the torso. Right arm lifting up to the ceiling and then travel the palm overhead. If your left fingers are wrapped around, meet your thigh, press them into your leg, like you're trying to push your leg away from you. Maybe as an option, come onto the tiptoes of your right foot and sink the knee further forwards. Keep the tailbone down. Soften into the neck, deepen into your breath. Flatten the front heel, inhale, come back through your warrior two. Step the back foot in slightly closer to the front one. Reach forwards, coming into Trikonasana, so maybe hands resting lightly to the shin, maybe hands may block if you want to, or peace fingers around the big toe, any variation you like. Lean the chest back into it, like you're being flattened between two walls, nice and straight through the spine. Gaze either lifting, which is going to be more challenging for your balance, or gaze towards the floor just to help the balance. Option to hold here, and holding is always a good thing too. It will strengthen. The longer you hold, you will strengthen. Or come into half moon if you want to play. So you take a weight in the front foot, right hand comes forwards and float the back foot up. Again, this is where maybe a block under that right hand will feel helpful. Again, option to hold, or you take a bind, so the top hand catches the back foot and then press the foot away from you. And those of you that know any variations from here, if you want to come to King Dancer, play around wherever you want to come to. Wherever you are, take another full breath. And come back in through that Trikonasana. And we just rotate the back foot round, so you come more into a pyramid pose. So all of your toes are facing forwards to the top of the mat. Open them so your feet are on kind of train tracks, hips distance apart from each other. Inhale to lift the chest up. If you want blocks under the hands, take blocks under the hands. Exhale to fold, forehead into the shin. Let the neck relax. Take a stretch here. To up level, bring the hands to hold on to the back thigh, so you kind of find that paper clip of it. And the lower down that back leg you're holding, the deeper you're going to feel that. So you can grab the back calf muscle and use that to pull yourself into the leg. Try that. If you're feeling brave, come onto the tiptoes of your feet. Release the hands if you have that paper clip. Coming into revolved Trikonasana. So your left hand to the outer side of your right foot. Right hand either resting to lower back and turn the shoulders from there, or reaching that right hand up to ceiling. Again, you choose gaze low or gaze lifting, depending, see how it feels for your balance. This is a wobbly one. Make sure your back heel is rooted to the floor, so bring it in closer if you need to. Make sure on your exhale, belly is pulling to spine. Take a last breath in. Exhale, bring both hands back to the floor. Come back into your warrior two. So step the back foot away again and spin the hands open to warrior two. Extended side angle, bringing the right hand to the inside of the front foot, and then top hand leaning over. Go longer with the legs if you can. Either holding here with front knee and shoulder pressing together, or you finding half bind, the top hand wraps around lower back, or you find full bind, the underneath hand comes under to meet it. So your right hand is trying to grab the left wrist. Use that to try and draw the chest further open so you can lean back into your thigh. Lifting the gaze perhaps. Slow down the breath if you can. Calm the energy of the body. Unravel your bind. Bring the hands to reach up to the ceiling. Rotate the back foot to lift onto the ball of it. So pushing up. We're coming to twist here. So lower, really gently with control, the back knee to the floor. Then bring your left elbow to the right thigh. Palms together. Press into the palms so the shoulders spin. And gaze comes to the top elbow, right elbow. Option to lift up the back knee. Again, holding these lunges is definitely going to bring some strength into your legs. You can hold here or find a bind if you want to. Maybe the arms just open, or maybe you wrap them around behind you. It's really demanding on the opening of the shoulders for that bind. So don't worry if it doesn't come yet. Stay in a place you can still breathe. And not get cramp in your hip, I see you. Unravel, bring the hands up to the ceiling, take a breath in. Exhale, any variation of a chaturanga. So you can sweep the right leg up, you can take that little hop back if you still have any strength in the legs to catch you. Move through the vinyasa, back into your downward dog. Take a deep breath, a sigh through the mouth. One side done. Bring the gaze to your hands. Slowly bring the elbows to the floor. Land them so forearms are parallel. Press to the palms, lift the elbows back up. Bring the elbows to the floor. Press back up onto the palms. Like we did with the wrists, try and get these to move at the same time. Elbows down, elbows up. If you have one side moving first every time you do this, consciously try and lift the other one first. Retrain the strength pattern. Keep it going, a couple more rounds. I'll spy on you.
Excellent, good. Hold the forearms to the floor. Either holding here for 5 breaths, if you want to take your pincher, or a few little hops, then take any variation you want to take. Ninjas come into pincher, or you're finding a hop on one leg a few times, maybe a hop on the other leg. Come back into your downward dog. Bring the knees to the floor. I'll give you a couple of moments in a child's pose just to rest the shoulders. Take a kneeling position, grab a drink if you want to, just take a moment to rest. And we still have so much time. I'm just so excited about how much more we can do. Okay, so coming back into downward dog, do left side with this sun seat. Wrapping the shoulder blades, relax the neck. Deep breath so you reset the body, get the breath settled back into its rhythm. A deep Ujjayi breath. On your inhale, lift the left foot towards the ceiling. Bend the knees so the heel squeezes to the right side of your bum, and lift the hips open, the belly button turns, maybe holding here, maybe dropping into wild thing, so the left toes find the floor, keep the right leg straight, press the hips to ceiling, reach back, or bringing left hand to the heart center. Breathe. Bring the gaze to the floor, the hand to the floor, and lift those left toes back up again. Inhale, exhale, step through to between the hands, turn the back foot. Warrior one with hands interlaced. Press the palms forwards and lift them up. Stretch out the shoulders and wrists.
Exhale to warrior two. So just nudge the back foot round, arms open. So checking that front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot, ideally. Good. If you have a life form mat, you have that handy line on your mat for each time you come into warrior two. Wrap the right hand around your lower back, fingers peek round, and then reach left hand up to ceiling and over towards the right. So again, if your fingers meet this front thigh, push into the thighs, it presses you further back. Maybe come onto the tiptoes of left foot and sink further towards that front heel. Breathing into it. Inhale, heel to the floor, straighten up front leg. Moving into Trikonasana, so just heel toe that back foot in a bit shorter. Reach forwards and then hand to shin, or back of the hand to ankle, or maybe hand to block, or peace fingers to big toe, any way you want to be. Lean back into it. So again, that flattened feeling through your body. Maybe you're holding your Trikonasana, which completely still counts. Or you can take half moon if you want to play. So hand comes forwards to the floor to block and floats the back foot away from the ground. Straighten through both legs. Maybe holding here. You can have your bum to the wall if that helps you just keep the balance. Maybe you're finding the bind to your back foot and your back ankle catch. To help you with this bind, bring the knee to your chest first, grab the ankle and then reopen. It's a little trick for you. Take 2 more breaths. Try and take the underneath hand off the floor if you can for the last breath. Reach out through the floating leg, moving into pyramid, so that one with all your toes facing forwards, heel to the ground, feet on those train track lines. Hands to blocks or to floor. Inhale, reach the chest forwards like your halfway lift feeling. Exhale, push down through the back foot, bow the head forwards, maybe staying where you are, or paper clip the legs, so your hands reaching back for the back leg. Maybe they slide down towards that calf muscle, and fold yourself in. Again, if you're feeling brave and balanced, come onto the tiptoes. 1. Place the heels down. Hands come out in front of you. We find revolved Trikonasana. So your right hand comes to the outside of the left foot. Maybe onto block will help you. And left hand lifting to ceiling. Push down through the supporting hand to help the shoulders spiral. Pulling belly button to spine. Pressing that back heel to the floor. Breathe. Exhale, bring the hands back to the ground. Step back into your warrior two legs. So take the back foot away and spiral the hands open. Place the left palm then down to the inside of the front foot and top hand reaches overhead. So again, try here in your top arm. If you're holding, if you want to come into bind straight away. Otherwise, if you're holding the arms where they are, just wrap that top shoulder into your back, so it's not hunching around your ear. Think slightly turning the armpit towards your cheek, so you feel the arm kind of plug into your back. If you're holding bind, the left hand is holding the right wrist, draw the chest open. Breathe. Last full breath wherever you are. Unravel the bind if you have it, reach the arms up to ceiling, lift onto the ball of the back foot, so heel lifts. Coming into the twist, slowly placing the back knee to the floor first with control. Right elbow meets the left outer thigh, palm to palm, press the hands together, lifting gaze towards that top elbow. Maybe staying here or lifting up the back knee. Opening the arms out if we can. Maybe finding the bind underneath the leg. Wherever you are, take another breath. Unravel the arms, lift them up to the ceiling, take a breath in. Exhale, any variation of a chaturanga. Lead it through to your downward dog. Bring the gaze to your hands. Drop into the elbows. Again, if you're Come forward, pincher, come into pincher. If you're knowing your drills that you're working with, then go ahead. If you're working into this, or it's new to you, try taking a little kick up. Your top floating leg, whichever one you lift, has to stay really straight and strong. So the supporting leg does the hopping. Okay, switching sides. Take about 5 on either leg. You'll feel like one leg feels really weird to do. The other leg feels fairly comfortable. Good. Be careful. Lovely. Come back down to your mats. Good. I'm going to stay with this just for another minute. You can completely rest and watch if you want to. Give the shoulders a little roll out. So if you're kind of getting the hops going and you want another step further into it, when you come to the wall, bring your feet to the wall in front of you and your hands to the mat. So wherever your hands are is where your forearms want to be. So we take basically that dolphin pose up the wall. So forearms come to the ground, your feet come to the wall no higher than your bum so that you create this L shape. Play around with it. You might need to move your arms just to get your shoulders kind of comfortable. So this isn't walking the feet as high up the wall as you can. I want you to stay in this L shape. Maybe there's a bend in the knees, the hamstrings are tight, but more about getting the chest pushing through the arms towards the wall where your feet are. That pressing through, opening through the chest space. The head is not on the floor. So keep pushing through the elbows, the head is floating. Take another couple of breaths. If you're feeling steady, lift one leg up, and then maybe lift the other leg up. Resting is also very wise. We still have time, so don't let the shoulders rest. Yes, good. You want the elbows to stay in line with your shoulders, so make sure the elbows don't wing out too wide. Awesome. Okay, come back to your mats. Roll out the shoulders, slow down your breath. Remind yourself that we're being playful. Stop internally swearing at me, I can hear you. Okay, from here, come into, actually just watch the screen to start with. I don't know if you of you are new to this transition. So it's coming into a downward dog, but a little bit shorter. So the feet just step in a bit closer. Take a bend into your arms and your legs so that you create a little springy feeling. So we spring the hands to the feet, peace fingers hook into the big toes. So just play with that. Downward dog, back into Uttanasana, little spring, push back. And then hold the fold. So you can have a bend in the knees if that helps you get those peace fingers, your index finger and middle finger, or your swearing fingers, whichever way that you kind of see them as. That's it. So they go, not that I want to really show you my feet. If you're new to that bind, they go to the inside of the big toe and underneath it, and then push the toe into the fingers. You create that lock of them. Inside and under. Good. And then use that to pull yourself in towards the legs. Elbows wing out to the sides, but lift the shoulder blades up away from your ears towards the pelvis. Strong breath. Good. On your inhale, release the bind of the toes. Take the palms to the floor in front of you. So again, I have my legs straight, but you can absolutely keep your knees bent here if that helps get palms to the floor. Transfer the weight into the fingers, and then think about the feet swinging wide and back towards your hands. So come onto the tiptoes, jump wide, and to the hands. Hands forwards, lean into the tiptoes, jump wide, and back to the hands. We're traveling forwards to the top of the mats. Wide, and down. Come right onto the very tip of the toes if you can. Don't worry if that feels completely special today. When you are back at the top of the mats, either staying where you are or find a wall or take a rest. We find handstand tuck jumps, so you keep the feet together. Lean into the hands and jumping both feet up to tuck in towards your bum. Go ahead, do what you need, come to the wall if you want to. Again, it doesn't matter if for today and the next 6 months, your handstand hops look like this. You're still training the shoulders to strengthen and the feet to kick up. So it all still absolutely counts. Make sure you're breathing. Last couple of breaths. Come back to your forward fold. Halfway lift, take a big breath in, especially if you haven't breathed for 2 minutes then. Sigh through the mouth as you fold. Step the right leg back behind you. Come into a wide leg forward fold. So both feet turn, so you're facing forwards, and outer edges of the feet parallel to the edges of the mat. Hands under the shoulders. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Straighten up the spine. Exhale, deepen into the fold. Forehead coming towards the ground. Bring the hands to your hips. Pull up the thighs, the quads feel engaged. Reach the chest forwards as you come all the way up to standing. Big breath in. Lift the hands out to the sides, open the chest. Exhale again, refold. So if you know the variations here, take any variation you want to. Hands either under shoulders or big toes held in that bind again. If you want to take a tripod headstand, if you know that we've covered that before, then you can do. If you're new to headstand, this isn't the time to learn headstand. I'm always quite conscious of necks. You're coming into straddle press. So again, maybe by a wall if that's more comfortable. If you're holding the fold, hold the fold. This is good. You're stretching out. Come back into the fold if you're floating. Take the arms out in front of you. So we transition from here into a box split. This might be just widening your legs out a little bit wider. Some of you coming onto the forearms. If you can, send your bum backwards. So you get a deep stretch through the legs. Holding. From here, we come into straddle. This might mean that you come completely out of the pose and sit down. For some of you, sit the hips down to the floor. Yes, be careful. Well done, nice. Just I can see some of you on the screen, tiny, small things. If you have blocks, grab blocks. If you have tins, grab tins. Whatever you have. If you don't have anything, don't worry about that. It's not essential, it's just helpful. Just keep them to one side for now. Good. Bring the fingertips to the floor in front of you. Take a breath in, lift up tall. As you exhale, fingers forwards, find a fold. That might be you stay upright, and that's where you come to, which is all good. Again, it all counts. Some of you maybe chest to the floor. You can reset the hands to the inner ankles, wherever you want them to be. Good. Take a full round of breath. Inhale, bring the body back up again. Think about that straight spine. Either you repeat this again if you're feeling pretty tight through hamstrings. If you want an up level from it, grab a block or an object, place it between the palms, and lift the hands up overhead. Jonathan, you can do this. I see you. Good. So keep your arms lifting up, but bring the chest coming forwards. The toes stay facing up to the ceiling. They're going to want to roll in. Don't let them. Keep them pulling up. Reach the chest forwards. Again, this might not be a fold. This might be more of a strength training. It's going to help align your back and get that rotation strength through the thighs. So if you're just holding, just hold it. Over time, pulling up the quads is going to help you release the hips, so chest comes towards the floor. It's flipping hard work. Yes. Take a breath, make sure you're breathing, and either come back up again or drop the block to the floor and come up. Well done. Take the block to the, so you have one hand or one block either side of your right leg. You might want to bring the feet in closer. I always get cramp in my thighs on this one, just a little warning. Lean over the right leg, hands to the blocks if you have them, just bowing down towards the right knee. Come back up again. Lean forwards, this time press into the blocks. So have the hands, you'll kind of figure out where you need them to be. Press into them so the hips lift up. Hands under shoulders is where you need them to be. Yes. Sink the hips down. Take a breath in. Exhale, lean forwards. Come back up. Push into the hands, lift the hips and maybe one leg or maybe both legs. Place them down. Don't worry if that didn't happen or you've got cramp in your hip like I always do. Switch sides. Bow over the left leg. Come back up. Lean forwards, press into the blocks, lift the hips. Strong arms, push down. Hips to the floor, take a breath in. Exhale, lean forwards, find the stretch. Come back up, breath in. Lean forwards, lift the hips, and this time maybe lifting one leg or both. Feet down, hips down. Good, back to the right leg. So option one, okay, I'll show you the full version first so that those of you that are used to it can play around with the variations you know that come. You lean forwards, you lift up and squeeze both legs around your left arm. From here, you take any variations that you need to play with. Okay, and then you thread back through and down. So if you know that one and you want to play with that one, you know that's where you're working to, go ahead. Level two, to just down level it slightly, because it's hard work. Come back into lifting the hips. Again, if that's enough for you today, hold that. It all counts. If you can, walk the feet in towards that left hand and squeeze the knees around that arm. And then walk them back out again. And sit down. Go. Or rest. Yes, good. So even if you're just getting that bum off the floor today, that's still good. You're still going to feel it in your arms tomorrow. If you're floating, come into Kumbhanyasana. And back through. Yeah. Ninjas on here, good. Switch sides, or rest, or lie down, have a long Shavasana if you want. Lean forwards, lift the hips. So again, full variation, you float the legs, squeeze the knees around your right arm, and then you can take it into Kumbhanyasana, which we haven't gone into today. If you know, then you go. So back through. Or you're practicing lifting your hips off the floor, or you walk the feet in. Hug the knees around that right arm and walk them back out again. It can be as unglamorous as it needs to be. It will strengthen you. Some of you are just laughing, which is great. Like, yeah, right. Go on, Richard, I'm watching you. Do it. Hope. Oh, yeah. I love it. Good stuff. You're fanning ourselves now. Good. Lovely. Okay, bring yourself into, so hug the legs back in together. Give the knees a little rock side to side. So just want to do last week I said we'd do work on jump throughs. So let's actually, I'm just trying to prioritize what we haven't done for a few weeks. So take a seat with the legs out in front of you. Let me get the right words in my brain. Hands to the floor. You can just roll your wrists out if you need to. It's quite demanding on the wrist, that transition. So hands to floor. Take a breath in, lifting as tall as you can through your spine. Flex the feet So you feel like the quads are engaged and your heels just hover above the ground. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. The heels will come to the floor. Take it as far as is enough for your body. Either hand can tuck under your calf muscles, or if you know the A and B of this Paschimottanasana, your hands either around the edges of the feet, or you hold onto the big toes, or you bind the hands around the feet, those of you who are a bit looser in the hammies. Take 3 long breaths wherever you are. Little bend in the knees, please, if you're looking after any lower back stuff. Bring the hands back to the floor, slowly rolling back up again, roll the shoulders out. From here, bend the knees, take the hands just further back behind your hips, fingers facing to your bum, hands to the floor. Roll the shoulders down your back, so shoulder blades squeeze and the chest feels open. If this is enough for your shoulders, you might want to hold here. Squeeze the elbows towards each other behind you. So take the next step, we're coming to a tabletop. So feet reach into the floor, obviously. Knees reach forwards and the hips lift up. Keep the chin either tucking towards your chest, or if it's feeling okay in the neck, let the head drop back. It's a strong one for shoulders and for core. You see how it feels. Really try and create that straight line between knees, hips, and shoulders. Using those glutes to help press the hips up. Take another breath in. As you exhale, bring the hips towards the floor, tuck in the chin when the neck feels ready to, and thread your hips as far through the arms as you can, and then place the hips down. So we're going to come into that again, either repeating what you've just done, or we find more lift of the hips. So I will show you quickly. Back into that tabletop. As you exhale, thread the hips through, lean forwards, your bum is reaching as high as you can, and look down to the knees. Then maybe lifting the feet. It's hard to talk and do that at the same time. So start with the tabletop, or rest the wrist if you need to. Roll the shoulders back. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees forwards, lift the hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit back, lean the hips through, the arms bow forwards, maybe lift the feet. Feet down, hips down. If you're nearly there with that lift, take blocks under the hands and try that again. Either you rest or take last one. Inhale on the floor. Exhale to lift up. Let the head drop back. Squeeze those hips high, take a breath in. Exhale, thread through, bum through the arms, maybe lift the feet. And sit down. NamaSTE into boat pose. Toes forwards, arms reach out. Cross one ankle over the other. Keep the feet floating, hands to the floor. Lift your hips off the floor and sit further forwards. NamaSTE. 2, we do 3. Cross the ankles, hands to floor, lift your hips up, shuffle forwards. Feet, NamaSTE. Cross the ankles, hands to floor, shuffle your bum forwards. Place the feet to the ground, give the legs a little wobble. We are running over, so if you have to go, you can go. I'm just going to do another 5 minutes into jump throughs. So coming from, again, blocks can be handy if you're kind of building into this to give you more height. So legs in front, cross the ankles again like we just did. Rocking forwards, you can keep the feet on the floor to start with to help you push the hips up, and then legs thread through to the back of the mat. The blocks will give you obviously more height. Try to jump through either way. Coming legs back forwards is easier. If we can without blocks, heels can come to the floor but thread through. Chaturanga. Try it just both ways, just to play with that jump through. So from downward dog to jump forwards, bending the knees, you can step this first. So you bring your, say, right ankle towards the left wrist and left foot towards the right. Sit down and thread through. Okay, if you're building, if this is new to you, I'll just show you that again. So from downward dog, right ankle towards your left wrist, left ankle towards the right, sit down, thread through. Go back the other way. Play around with it. Good. Come onto your backs. It's the kind of energy I'm feeling through the screen. Take a full body stretch, so arms reach back, toes reach forwards. Give the legs a little wiggle in and out. Take a deeper couple of breaths. Take any last postures that you feel your body needs. If you want to, finish with an inversion, shoulder stand, whatever you want to take, another handstand if you've got anything left in your arms. Maybe a twist, so knees can drop over to one side, take a few breaths and then switch. Or just come straight into a Shavasana. When you're ready, moving yourself into Shavasana, so maybe just arms and legs out flat or feet to the ground if that's more comfortable. Take a couple of deeper breaths with a slight hold of your breath after the inhale. And then smoothly release it. And sink in with me if you can. Take a long inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. And let the breath go. Just let the breath return to a more organic rhythm, pace, and depth. Let go of any holding around your jaw, or your back, or your forehead. And begin to deepen that breath again. Allow the energy of your breath to initiate some movements through the fingers, through the wrists, through the ankles. And then bring the knees in towards your chest. Take a rock side to side. Just massage your spine into the floor.
And then either rolling yourself to one side or take a gentle rock through to seated. Bring yourself upright. Any comfortable seats. Straight through the back of the neck. Keeping that sense of softness through the breath. I'll just invite you to close your practice, bringing to mind just one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge one thing that you like about yourself today. And recognize something that you have gained or released from getting to a yoga mat today. And then close that sense of gratitude, self-compassion, and achievements to your heart center as the palms close at the heart space. Take a really big breath in. And as you exhale, bow your head to your hands. You did awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Namaste. Well done. Good. Stretch out your wrists if you want to. Make a fist and open the arms out. Roll the head. Stretch out your arms. Take a moment to deepen into the breath. If anyone has any questions, feel free to message or chat or unmute yourselves now if you want to be here. Yeah, good. Thank you so much for joining, newbies. Well done.
Oh, it has been a while. I missed your classes.
Yeah, and I know. Nice to see you. Well done. You're looking really strong. Cool. Good. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you so much.
Thanks you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Money. See you.